We had a session where it was just half an hour sleep, I think.
Marduk did a whole bunch of research.
Anything else interesting happened?
And
Anyone lose
we-
any weapons?
Yeah, I lost
I-
my onyx sword.
No wait, I didn't sell it. I gave it to be enchanted. And I got a new one.
Oh yeah, you meet anyone?
We met this Julia, is that her name?
Julia Guella, I believe it is.
Yeah, her. And somehow she already has beef with Tiffany. I think that's just,
For
you
no
know, the way
reason other than
the way
it's
Chris
me.
creates his characters, they're instantly gonna have beef with Tiffany.
For no reason.
Isn't this the session we're supposed to meet this Julia character?
We already met
Yeah,
her.
we already met her last time. Are you drunk? Are you okay? Are you high?
His character was actually drunk.
My character was. Anyway, no, I mean... okay, fine. Just put her in NPC mode, I guess, or she can stay in the city. If we're leaving.
I mean,
So-
Well, the
Julia-
thing we're going into... Oh yeah, that's probably the only really interesting thing that happened last time. Well, besides Morak being a retard. The castle appeared just above Yanwei.
Was it a dragon? Who knows? This is the end boss.
You mean the castle of the huge ass title guy name?
Yes. Did you really not pay attention? Was he was here last time, right?
Apparently not.
I was.
Were you just so smashed last time that you forgot
was
everything you
smashed.
did?
I was smashed, I was tired.
Becky, please.
And I don't think Marduk actually rejoined the group yet.
We'll have to listen to the DM for that one.
So yeah, you guys all met up. Various of you solving permit issues with parking in the city, giving your weapons to be enchanted, researching some information, or just Oh yeah, Tiffany went to go speak with Gren, glean some information, I believe.
Yeah, I already spoke to Gren because Julia was there as well.
Yeah, you guys made your way back into a group, and as you did, a large, dark, low-hanging cloud approached the city, with dragon wings protruding from it. Getting a better look at these, they're not live dragon wings. They appear to have been dismantled and put back together again, with rivets and various bolts and pieces of twisted metal, a few gears here and there operating them, so to speak. As the
Steampunky.
cloud begins to sort of descend on the outside of Yanwei, it begins to dissipate. It becomes a lot clearer where this smoke is coming from. It has become from large pipes and tubes which are sticking out the side of this strange structure which you now see, which seems to be like a mess of buildings, some made from stone, some made from wood, others metal, others like amalgamations of such, kind of rests outside the city, only coming up to about the height of the city walls. So it's about 60, 70 feet.
Is there a door?
You guys are still in the city. You do notice quite a few people kind of stop. A couple of them just observe this occurrence. This appears to be an everyday thing. A couple of like kids kind of run past you, like pointing towards it, running, shouting at each other, pulling each other along and such. A few of the town's guard kind of collect around the wall on the side of the city facing where this is descending, along with a few other of Shaltier members.
Do they preserve it as a threat?
They have weapons handy, but they don't appear to be taking any kind of like aggressive stance
Or defensive?
or defensive. Weapons are definitely drawn though.
Woohoo!
Are their weapons usually drawn when they're patrolling?
Not really. Spearmen usually kind of use their spears as kind of a walking stick, but in this case, the swordsmen have their swords just like some of them have their swords in their hands. A couple of people just have like hands on their swords.
Oh, okay.
So, what do you like to do?
Is anyone around? What's everyone else around us doing?
A couple of people who kind of like in the markets and such, kind of just they observe it as an occurrence, but then go quickly back to kind of like minding their stall, making sure nothing gets stolen, continuing business if they were conducting it. You notice that a few of the shop owners and such in like actual buildings and structures. A few people are kind of like stepping outside and just observing this. It's kind of like a large majority of the town is just continuing life as it is, but a few people who you gather either are new to their posts or new to town are kind of observing this happen.
Mm-hmm. Does it seem to be threatening?
Roll an insight check.
Like, is it parking up or is it like inside?
Oh, it's about you can't really judge the distance, but it's come down a little ways outside the city walls.
I got 16.
16. Just getting the kind of air, like the general feeling of the atmosphere and such. Everyone is on guard, but no one is in a sort of like fighting mood.
Right, okay.
Everyone's relatively lax, but ready.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys want to go over?
Yeah.
Right, well, we can make our way out
Is
towards
Marduk with the group?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we're going to approach the castle.
So you make your way down towards the southern side of town, and as you do, you notice that a large portion of people are kind of like clustered in this way, kind of blocking the gate, and you go try and like push through a crowd to get on the outside. Various men, women, guards, children. What you see outside is who read the book on Lum? I believe it was Marduk.
On who?
Lum the Mad.
Not me.
You sure? We went to the library.
I read the books about. A sec.
Either way, whoever would have read it probably would have described it to the rest of you. But what you're seeing is a lot smaller than what was described. Only appears to be around like a floor, 2 floors maybe.
I read the book about Helena and the Bahal.
Last session, yes, this was a session or 2 ago. There doesn't appear to be a specific door. There are a lot of panels and things that look like doors. Getting to the front of this crowd now, you see that there's a small detachment of Trymirian Legion, around 5 people. One with a spear, the rest with swords. They're just kind of like around 30 to 40 feet in front of the crowd. And then from them, it's about 50 feet to the first part of this structure that touches the ground. One of the guardsmen kind of begins to walk forwards a little bit, and there's a huge gush of smoke and steam that's like blasting in his direction that blows up loads of stones and such. You kind of have to cover your eyes, stop dust getting them. At this point, a couple of the crowd members kind of run back into the city, thins out. About half the crowd is left.
Right.
Does anyone do anything?
Is there a seeable entrance? Or
Make an intelligence check.
yay, my favorite.
With disadvantage.
I smoke.
Apparently the site's really slow. I wrote the same thing twice. So 7.
Seven.
7. It's kind of hard to tell. There are a lot of panels, and just looking at it, it's really complex. It's kind of confusing as to how this whole thing even holds itself together. There's nothing that kind of indicates a door that you can see. So at this point, as the smoke and the dust begins to kind of clear out, the guard who was like front, who's kind of like in a fully like coward position now, kind of like shielding his face, kind of trying to cover his body a little bit. He waits for a second, he kind of moves his hand, he peeks over the side, and he walks a little bit forwards, around 5 or 10 feet. And then there's a loud, like, creaking of, like, bending metal.
Mm.
And a small, darker portion towards the front, which you're touching for, almost kind of bends open outwards. And this huge, hulking figure, made of bits of stone, but predominantly bronze or cast iron, which are holding different parts together, begins to lumber forwards.
Is
These
it like,
huge cylindrical hands.
is it like the hologram from when we went to Gren's?
The one you fought in Grem's was a golem. Yeah, you identified that. This is definitely a golem, same sort, but this one appears to be a lot more beastly.
Right.
Probably wrong descriptive. A lot more, much better constructed.
Is it trying to attack, or is it just walking out?
It's walking out very slowly at this point.
And we can approach it. It might be like a fancy doorbell.
You approaching it?
Yeah.
Tiffany kind of walks up past with initial group of guards up to kind of what the the singular guard who left the group was, and you kind of on level with him at this point. As you get there, gets to around 5 feet from you, who's standing now next to this guard, who's just kind of dumbfounded by what he's seeing at the moment. This golem's about 9 to 10 feet in height.
Yeah.
And as you approach it, just kind of stops there. And if it had eyes, they would be kind of like sinking down and staring into you at the moment. But this kind of blankish facial region is just kind of pointing in your general direction.
Alright, okay. Can I try and talk to it?
What do you want to do? What do you want to say?
Hello.
There's no response.
I cannot speak. Do you belong to Gret? Were you created by, really long name, I can't even see his name. Does anyone else want to have a whack at his name?
Rasheen Bellium.
I just can't say his name.
Rasheen Bellium.
You see this from very far back, Toriel, and the golem kind of swings its head and looks over in your direction.
Fine. I approach the golem.
You walk up alongside Tiffany and this one guard, who at this point kind of looks at the two of you, and he looks back to his group of guards, and he walks back up to them and begins to converse with them.
Excuse me, would it be possible to talk to Rasheen Bellium?
He takes a step back.
Is that an answer?
Just takes a step back. Is it kind of like is it like letting us enter? Is it like opening its arms to the door?
It's not opening its arms from a door, but it hasn't moved in terms of rotation from the angle that it walked out of the door. Essentially just a straight line from the door, which as it left kind of closed a little bit, not completely, but it like bended back in slightly, almost as if it just walked out of the wall.
Right. Okay. I just asked, is it okay if we come in? I guess. I don't know why I'm asking questions. I can't speak. Can I walk closer to it?
You begin to walk towards the hole that it kind of left in the wall, and as you do, it takes a step and blocks your path.
I was walking towards it, but never mind. Okay. Is there any way of talking to who's in here, like an intercom or something? It's like a fancy dancy doorbell.
At this point, another section of the large panel behind attached to the structure kind of bends open, and another golem begins to walk out of the side. This one carrying a large box.
Oh, it's a box.
Walks up to the side of the other one, slams the box down on the floor, just peels it open. Just an empty box made of what appears to be solid steel.
What does he want? Gold? What's a man like Rasheen Bellium want? Do we have
Maybe it's our keys. Car keys. Maybe it's the box that Gren was talking about. He wanted a book, and it was a book, wasn't it? But there was something about a box as well. Unless I'm totally mistaken.
As you guys are kind of discussing this, you notice that the crowd behind you is beginning to part, and 3 or 4 of local town guard, not Legion, not Order, town guard, begin to wheel out a cart which is filled with various jugs and casks, boxes. Some of them kind of open. You see like wheat and various supplies and such. They kind of walk up to you and usher you out of the way and begin to load in like I would say provisions, but the things that they're loading in are a little more lavish than standard provisions, almost kind of like fine wines and cheeses and such.
A lot of trees.
You also notice a couple of more military style looking boxes also be loaded into this larger box. Tiffany, and Murrow's not here because he stayed back. Tiffany, make me an intelligence check.
Nine.
9 is enough. These are boxes even in your country you would have used them. They tend to have very specific ores within them, like valuable metals and such like that, and they're kept in these lock boxes essentially for safe travel and to avoid like prying eyes and such, so that if carts were robbed, people just kind of assume the boxes are bog standard with not much of value in them, but you know there's a lot of value in these boxes.
Okay.
As the town guard begins finish loading in these various items and such, the initial golem closes the box. The second golem picks it back up, and they both walk back into the structure. As they do walk in, the walls become solid behind them.
Could we follow them into the walls while they were moving back?
Do you want to try?
Yeah.
Alright, you get to behind the first golem as it gets to the front of the structure.
Hello.
And then it turns around and just looks at you and blocks the entrance completely.
Please, we need to talk to Rashim on urgent matters.
They aren't doors, are they, Chen? They're just parts of metal.
The one that's already walked back in, the wall formed back behind it. It appears like they just kind of walked out of the wall.
Can I check around the perimeter to see if there's any doors?
Sure.
I don't know.
22.
It's good old. I'm sure we could offer him something in return.
22.
22. You make a thorough inspection around the outside. You see various windows, pipes, and parts of buildings that fit together that look like they're missing something. But no doors.
Right. Can I knock on the windows?
Yeah, you knock on one of the windows, and there's no response. At this point, the golem would have gone back inside Toriel unless you wanted to try something else.
I don't know what. I'm too tired to think.
Hey, you were the one who's been angsty all these weeks about getting Garth back.
The golem walks into the structure, and smoke begins to protrude from various pipes and steam and such, and the wings begin to flap and whiff up a whole mess of dust and such, and some of the smoke and steam is blown directly at you. Just from your and Tiffany's proximity, actually, I need you to make strength saving throws.
20.
6.
6. Toriel, you will knocked flat on your ass and sent back around 30 feet. Which also incurs...
Is it taking off?
It appears to be, yeah. 12 points of bludgeoning damage
That's
as you're
all.
launched across the floor.
Can I throw my rope trick up at it to try and get a snag on it?
Rope trick goes straight up into an extra dimensional space.
Can I still try and grab onto it?
It'd be really useful if you guys had an immovable rod which you could tie a rope to and just throw it into the structure right now, but unfortunately, you can cast rope trick if you'd like. I'm telling you as Chen that it won't have any effect.
I wanted
I'm
to do
doing
something
this
epic,
time
like grab onto the building and morph a door out of my transmutation.
Okay. You know, I'm going to start a timer.
Right.
If you're committed to doing this, let's do this. So, rope trick takes 1 action, yes?
Yeah.
Alright, timer has started. You cast rope trick.
Right.
As it's structured beating its wings, the rope is kind of like flaying and then the wind kind of being blown past your face, but the rope does go straight up, extends into kind of like a blackish hole, around 60 feet up.
Can I use fly?
Murdoch from the back of the crowd cast flying himself.
I mean, it would be better
Is
if
there
I...
somewhere to land?
What's your movement speed as fly?
I don't know. What is it?
Dude, come on, man.
Not super fast.
I'm not stopping the timer while I'm looking this up.
Can I
So yeah, what's going on, Chen? I'm trying to climb.
climb up a leg?
So Tiffany, climb up a leg.
There's
No, I'm
legs,
not
right?
climbing up a leg.
There's no legs.
I didn't
Why
climb
is
up
it
any
it's
leg.
flying?
It's 30 feet, I guess.
It's beating its wings at the moment and starting to take off.
Can I grab onto something on it?
Tori will make a dex check with... No, you have to approach it first, so you can get up and approach it. Marduk is currently flying over towards it. Tiffany, make an acrobatics check with disadvantage because of how violently his rope has been blown.
It's fly. It's 60 feet in any direction. Doesn't say.
I know. Make your check with disadvantage. This is a timer. It's taking off.
I
Guys.
know. 4.
4. You grab the rope, you get around 10 feet off the floor, and then the violence of just how much this the wings from this giant structure are blowing the rope, you begin to like slide down to the end and you land back to the floor. At this point, Murdoch, you get close enough. You see 2 places that look like they'd be good for landing. One of them is kind of a bronzes roof with gears turning on top of it. Another one is a stone-ish roof. However, it appears to be parts of a piston underneath it, so they're like moving up and down.
Can I also copy what Marduk did? Which is probably what I should have done, but I was trying to be epic.
Alright, Tiffany casts flying herself.
I
Make a dex check, Tiffany.
I use the first one and land on the first
And
one.
you
And the bronze one, okay. Murdoch lands on the bronze part. Toriel, make your acrobatics check.
Acrobatics. Yeah.
It's getting epic here, like it's taken off.
6.
6. You jump through, you manage to find purchase on something, and you're one-handed holding onto the side of this structure right now. Your feet are still on the floor, however.
Can I pull myself up or?
You can, but Tiffany, what would you get on your dex check?
I got 4 before.
4?
You're asking me to re-roll though for the fly.
Fuck is this? The fuck is this
Are
mean?
you asking me to re-roll for the fly, Chen?
No, I'm asking you to re-roll to see how quick you get off the floor, which is not very quickly at all because you're wasting time here.
Okay.
Time's getting very low at the moment. Toriel,
5!
make a
With
strength check.
disadvantage or not? This is 5.
Tiffany rolls back on the floor. She takes a moment to kind of gather herself and she begins to cast flying herself. Next
19.
time you will be flying. Toriel does manage to get another hand on, and you're now 2 hands. This building is about 10 feet off the floor at this point.
Shit.
Can I pull myself on or climb to somewhere where?
You can when it comes back around to your turn. Murdoch,
Yes.
looking around from where you are, you can see what appears to be kind of like a hatch of sorts. However, in order to move over to it, you'd have to walk through a series of these turning gears.
Yeah, I tried to do that.
Alright, make a dex check with disadvantage.
Can I land where Marduk was?
Tiffany begins to fly up, and it takes you a second to kind of find him, but you do manage to see him, and you start making your way towards him. Toriel,
Yeah.
I want to go on the
what are you trying to
fans.
do?
I'm trying to climb up to somewhere I can stand.
That's
Toriel begins
16.
to claw her way up the side of this structure, finding like bits of iron and steel which are like protruding from the edges. At this point, the wings begin to beat even more violently, and the structure takes off another about 30 feet into the air. What'd you roll, Murdoch?
16.
16. It takes you a moment. Your foot kind of gets caught in one of the gears for a second. You manage to pull it out before it like pulls your foot in and snaps your ankle. You make your way over to this hatch. Make a perception check, see what you see. Tiffany, at this point, you see Marduk, and you begin to fly down over to him. You land on the.
Oh, I don't want to land on the gears.
15.
You can land on the bronze part, which has gears moving on it, or you can land on the stone piston part.
Where did Marduk land?
You're not sure. You couldn't see.
Oh, well, I can land on the stone. Is that okay to land there? Is the gears there?
The gears are on the bronze bar.
I'll land on the stone part.
Alright, Tiffany lands on the stone.
Can I use...
These pistons underneath your feet are beginning to kind of knock you left and right. It's a little precarious to stand here, but you appear to have a clear line to walk to where Murdoch is.
But I want to use transmutation.
On the stone?
Well, is it attached to anything? Can I see if I use it, will the building just collapse to the floor and explode?
You have no idea. From your intelligence earlier, you're not entirely sure how this building works, and these pistons appear to be moving in rhythm with wings at the moment.
Right. Am I on the pistons?
You're on a few pistons.
Right, okay, I'll try and get away. Where Mordok is.
Make me a dex check with disadvantage. As you guys
13.
notice parts of this floor are vibrating and such.
13.
Did I see anything, Chan?
What'd you get?
13.
I got 15.
15?
Yeah.
This panel it appears to have a series of appears to be made of a small series of like cast iron panels and such. Towards the bottom there is a larger panel with a series of different colored, multicolored gems inside of it, kind of like inlaid into it. Tori, at this part you begin to climb up and you make your way to the first ledge at the front of this building. You pull yourself on top of it. You can see Tiffany begin to make her way towards. From here you could just see the top of Marlock's head. She appears to be making her way over to there.
I'm sorry, Chen. I did not understand.
There's a panel with a series of gems inlaid on the bigger panel.
And they are connected to anything?
And they're multicolored. And they're inlaid into the panel. I'm not really sure what else to tell you about it.
Insight check?
This would be a perception check, if you're just looking at it. Tori, what are you doing?
Is there anywhere I can see where, I can... I mean, I'm this ledge. Can I stand relatively safe?
Are you going to try and stand?
Well, how am I right now? I'm just hanging on this ledge?
You're currently on the edge of the ledge, so like hand and feet just on the side of it.
Then I am standing on the ledge.
No, you're like crouched over the side of this structure.
Well, is there anywhere I can get to that?
Nothing on this looks straight. It's a building made of a load of different panels and bolts, which is all rickety. It's beginning to take off into the air.
Yeah, was there anywhere I can get better onto?
There's a place you can stand, which is correctly right in front of you, if you want to try and climb up.
Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and make me an acrobatics check. No, just a dexterity. We'll see how well you're doing that.
11.
11. You manage to pull yourself on top, but the shaking and just the kind of disorientation of this flying building begins to kind of shake you, and you begin to slide towards one of the sides. Your foot catches the edge, and you fall back off, but you do manage to catch one hand up on the edge, and you're back essentially to square one.
Can Marduk see Toriel?
You cannot from your angle.
Can I scream up a little help down here?
What did you get on your insight? Or your
16.
16? These gems appear to be lighting up in different orders, sort of in a rhythm with the pistons and the wings.
What did Julia do during all this time, by the way?
Julia's still on the ground watching you guys. As are a load of guardsmen who are kind of in horror, and a load of townsmen, some of them cheering, some of them like,
Clearly, they have not met Queen Tiffany III.
Well, I'm still screaming up, can anyone help me here?
Shut up, you dragon. I'm busy.
Does Marduk realize, can he hear Toriel?
I want to know if my leg's being ripped off. I'm trying to bloody...
What did you roll on your
13.
13? You managed to, because you're taking like a different route to get to where Marlak is, you're going on pistons, I suppose, which give you kind of like a more even footing. However, you kind of have to get into the rhythm of getting up to it. But you do manage to make your way over this relatively safely.
Yeah, boy. What is the floor like? Is this flat?
The part where you guys are at the moment is flat. but all around you appears to be like different heights and different materials, and some of them moving, some of them not.
Can Marduk hear Toriel screaming?
With a 16, what did you roll?
No.
16.
I rolled 16 for the perception
You're rolling a perception.
on the stones.
Time is getting low here, guys.
20.
Yes, you can hear Toriel screaming at you.
Marduk kind of looks toward where the sound is coming from.
You see Toriel's hands kind of hanging off the edge.
Can I try and transmute the flow into like a little pool we can all fall into?
It'd be a concentration check. You'd
Uh,
also lose your flight. Marduk, you can drop flying yourself and cast it on Toriel.
I don't know, I was still flying.
I will do that then.
Oh wait, no, you can't. Sorry, my bad.
Can,
You got
can
to-
I
you got to
can
touch
I can I touch his hands? Can I reach him?
You'd have to go back to where you were before.
I'm not there.
No, you're a little further in towards the center of the second platform of this structure. There's one more platform above you, which appears to be the top floor.
Yeah, but I can still fly, can't I?
Can?
Well, I fly where Toriel is.
Alright, Marduk takes off from you, Tiffany, leaving you looking at this panel. Begins to fly by the storm.
And I kind of like move in behind him, touch his back, and cast fly on him.
If you cast fly on him, you'll drop concentration yourself, meaning that you will fall.
Oh, can I stand where his?
You can cast fly at a 4th level if you still have a 4th level spell slot.
I do. I haven't used it.
Alright, if you mark your 4th level, then you and Toriel can both fly.
Then I do that.
Yay!
So it's kind of like you're hanging off like for dear life here. Your armor kind of weighing you down. You kind of begin to lose your grip. Your hand begins to kind of just like give off. But as it does, you just kind of float backwards into the air a little bit. And you have to try to orient yourself.
Here you go, my friend.
Thank you, Marduk.
Well, let's go where Tiffany is.
Yeah.
I kind of like sensing that Toriel doesn't really know how to fly. I kind of like just lead him.
All right, you guys make your way back over to Tiffany. You're out all looking at this panel. This structure is getting a little bit higher now. The wings are picking up with a lot more force. You can feel the air resistance beginning to gather under the wings.
The stones are moving constantly with the wings, the lights.
The lights appear to be moving every other beat with wings.
Well, Marduk kinda tries and touches the. Is there like triggers or levers?
There are no triggers or levers. There are only these gems on the panel. There are 8 gems, and they're kind of running. The lights are kind of running from one side to the other.
Arcana check.
Yeah, sure.
So what's at the
21.
top here? Anywhere where one could supposedly make an entrance or stand or whatever?
Perception.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to transmute the flow into like a little entrance.
That's cool.
21.
21.
Perception, you said, for me?
There appears to be no magical essence coming from these gems.
8.
Toriel, this place is crazy. You've never seen anything like this before. It's just a mess of different panels of different materials. Some of them moving, some of them rotating, moving up and down, left and right. It's nuts. It's kind of hard for you to get a grasp of the situation. Tiffany, you're making a slight dent, but it doesn't appear to be having much impact on the general materials that you're currently working with.
Any other way in?
What you got on your perception check?
20.
Looking around from where you are, you cannot see any other way to get into it. You're not even sure if this is an entrance.
With a 20? Hmm,
Doesn't matter what number it is.
I got nothing.
The,
Marduk tries and touches one of the gems that lights up. Try to follow the odor.
Any specific gem you're touching?
The one that's lighting up right now.
So Marat just hits the gem that's currently lit up. And there's a huge wave of light and force that runs into all of your bodies. I need all of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Damn it.
20.
4.
Seven.
Toriel and Murdoch are launched a sizable distance from this panel. Hold on, maybe get the specifics of fly. So you guys are both knocked around 60 feet from this. You can see now that this structure is about 10 feet, not 10 feet, sorry. Yeah, around 40 to 50 feet off the floor at this point. Tiffany, you watch them just go flying back into it.
Jesus! Guys!
And now that you actually get a good look at them, you watch them just kind of disappear into a cloud of smoke that is beginning to envelop the outside of the structure.
Am I not able to make any sort of shape in the metal?
You make a depression, and that's about it. This is very strong, reinforced metal that's being worked with. It also appears to be part of a larger system.
Can we fly back?
You can. You're currently outside the smoke cloud at this point, so you'd have to try and navigate your way back through the smoke.
I mean, what else is there to do?
Measure from a time on this as well. I need you both to make an intelligence check.
11.
17.
Murdoch begins to disappear into the smoke cloud. Toro, you kind of follow him. Mark, you make your way back to part of the structure. You appear to be on a different side from where Tiffany is. You can see her from your angle, but you appear to be a little bit further forwards from where the panel is. And to get back to Tiffany, you'd have to kind of fly round to the back and then through the system of gears that you came in through before, or the pistons. Toriel, you fly into the smoke cloud and you end up flying back out the way you came. You can see Yanwei. The structure now appears to be moving away from Yan.
Okay, I try and do that. Try and follow, go back to Tiffany.
Right. Murdoch makes his way down. At this point, yeah, you're approaching the end of your flying spell duration. But you do manage to make your way around there. Yeah, what's going on?
I mean, I'm just trying to get into this bloody building.
And I'm just trying to get back.
At this point, you'd have to catch up to Rhetorial, which is going to take you a few rounds in terms of combat.
Okay.
Are there any screws I could, like, try and twist out?
There are a series of bolts that you can give it a go.
I just don't want the building to just, like, completely, like, collapse in on itself.
So you're trying on one of the bolts?
No, I'm not trying one of the bolts.
Okay.
I just keep. Can I just keep trying to get in?
You can keep trying what you're doing, but it doesn't appear to be having much impact.
Can I look out for the guys? See if they're there.
Murdoch comes back to you. Toriel is nowhere to be seen.
Right, okay. Marduk, I'm trying to use transmute on the metal, but I can't seem to budge it open. I don't know if you have any ideas of any way of getting in.
Maybe the gems are the key, but don't touch the lighting ones.
Don't touch the lightning ones?
The one that lights up.
Okay.
Maybe
I
not
will
touch
not.
them at all.
Yeah, well, I'll wait until you get back down here before we talk about anything else.
Yeah, I kind of like land on the platform again.
You do, and as you do, you begin to feel the duration of your fly spell begin to wane. Toriel, as you're getting up to the edge of this smoke cloud, you notice that you begin to slowly drop in height, and you will yourself to go back up, and you try to attempt to go back up, but it's just appears to be slowly like feather falling down to the ground.
Fine.
Tutorial.
Guess I'm not saving Garth. Guess the only person who could actually say, "Oh, by the way, Gren sent me," is not even here.
What a nightmare.
That's exactly why I wanted to wait, but whatever.
Gren sent one.
But Gren gave Julia a box to give him. She could have just said that. Maybe he would have actually
What a
cared.
nightmare. Julia's not here. There's nothing we can do about it.
So at this point, Toriel, you begin to make your way down to the floor, and you look up, and the structure's around 80 to 90 feet of the floor at this point, and moving away from you reasonably rapidly. Let me switch you guys back to a world map. So you're just outside Yamway, and it appears to be moving in this direction. Further down Oswin's trail, but it's moving across the land. It's making haste.
So is Marduk with me now?
Marcus beside you. You guys are standing alone on top of this platform.
Do you want to try and sort out whatever these gems mean?
Hmm. I'm afraid of touching the other ones.
Well then, won't touch them. We'll touch the ones that will work. What gems have we got here, Trim? What are the colours?
You've got 8 gems. From left to right, you have blue, orange.
1 second, let me write this down. Okay, continue. Just keep saying it. I'll just write them down.
Blue, orange, green, red, yellow, red, blue.
Are they in a straight line?
Sorry, I missed. Blue, orange, green, red, yellow, red, blue, yellow. Last one's yellow. They're in a straight line. And they're lighting up from left to right, just going back and forwards in the offbeat of the wing.
Right, okay.
There is only a green one. One green one. 2
Yes.
yellows, 2 red, 2 blues.
Green for Gren.
Are there in any shape?
They're just circular little gems embedded.
Maybe it sounds green for Gren. I mean, well, what have we got to lose? We may as well just try. Do you want me to push it?
The green one?
Well, we've got nothing to lose here.
Go for it.
I push the green one.
When it's lit or not lit.
Pardon?
When it's
lit
not
or
lit.
not
But
lit.
make sure you push it when it's not lit.
Okay, I'll push it when it's not lit. When
Tiffany
it's-
pushes for green. I think you guys both make another dexterity saving throw.
Both of us?
Both of you.
12.
21.
21. This time a large blast, it's a similar kind of blast, this time with much more concussive force, however, launches Tiffany out back off the side of this structure through the smoke, and she's gone from your vision.
Can I use Feather Fall, please?
Yeah, Tiffany casts Feather Fall on herself, and you slowly begin to float back down towards the town. You
Thank
see
you.
that you're quite a ways from the town, but in the distance you can make out Toriel. Kind of.
Is she running towards me, or is she still falling?
Are you running towards it, Toriel?
No, I'm just standing there,
With your arms open wide.
Just standing there, just watching it.
just looking at this fucking tower, and I'm kind of annoyed.
Could I touch it when it's lit?
So the green one when it's lit.
Yeah. Damn it.
Make a dexterity save.
What have you got to lose, literally?
11.
You see the panel get smaller and the structure get smaller before your vision is engulfed by a cloud of smoke. You should then see the cloud of smoke on the opposite side, and you begin to fall from the sky.
Oh, I cast fly on myself again! Level 3.
You can't fly yourself.
Yeah.
You're aloft.
I try and go back to that same fucking place. Or look for a way in. Is there like windows?
So the time it takes you to fall is your initial and then your reaction. So it's 12 seconds. That would have been 2 rounds of combat. In order to cast flying yourself as well, meaning you're 20 feet below it, so I'm going to need to make an intelligence check with disadvantage to try and fly back to where you were.
You can do it, Marduk. I believe in you.
$14.
14.
Yeah.
You fly into the smoke cloud, this time from a different angle from which you flew in before.
Do I see any windows?
You managed to clear the smoke cloud, however you appear to be emerging from a different side of the smoke cloud. The fortress is still moving away from.
Can I try and catch up?
You can indeed. You make a dash action.
I will make a dash action.
You get up to about the edge of the smoke, and the fortress moves again.
Am I still not close enough?
You'd have to make another intelligence check to try and fly back into it.
Can I scream, wait?
I scream.
Well,
You guys hear in the distance, like Toriel and Tiffany does.
Intelligent. Wow. That's a 5.
You got no clue what even angle you should enter this at, man.
I'll go in anyway.
Go for it. You fly into the smoke clouds and you end up flying out the bottom of it this time.
Ow! Go back inside!
Because it's trying to essentially navigate out a shell of smoke while it's moving, while you're flying
Can I try and go
on a
above
structure you
it?
don't understand.
Can I go above it somehow?
What's your fly speed again? 50 feet?
60.
60
60
feet.
feet. Actually, 20. 40. Technically, Fortress is moving at the same speed that you are,
But, is it
but
moving
constantly making a dash action. So if you want to try anything else, it's going to be you falling behind it.
will I be able to catch up if I go forward?
What I'm saying now is, if you want to try and fly back into the smoke,
Uh-huh.
you can try. If you want to try and fly above it, below it, left or right, to try and get a different angle or orient yourself, you're going to fall behind,
Okay, so I
and
try
you will never be able to catch up. Is basically what I'm saying.
I fly into the smoke.
Fly into smoke, never intelligence check.
He's going for it, boys.
I say at this point you're losing sight.
20!
You're losing sight of your enemy.
Natural 20!
You're turning into me now.
Alright, Dash was ready. Fly into the smoke cloud. This time you kind of arrive into the sort of center. You orient yourself and you manage to find the spot where you guys were at before. You fly back up to it.
Do I see a window before landing on it?
Just smash the window.
Various windows.
Just
I
kick it
try and
in.
smash through one of the windows.
Make a strength check.
I was gonna do
Actually, no,
that.
it's an attack roll. Sorry, with disadvantage.
Back roll with disadvantage?
Yeah, no strength
Back
check. my bad.
roll.
With attack roll.
Actually, yeah, go for it. I'm not gonna.
It's a back roll.
Oh wow, okay. 3, 2, 1, that's 6.
This is gonna be a melee attack as well, so you add your strength modifier.
That's 23. Oh, and strength modifier?
Wh-
Sorry, give me a second. That's I'm not using any modifiers, so it's only like strength and roll 20, right?
Yeah, with disadvantage.
With
You roll twice.
17.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage, which is 1 plus your strength modifier. So you just actually add damage. You don't need to roll damage.
What do I roll?
You don't roll. It's 1 plus your strength modifier.
So 2.
That's 2.
2. Window cracks. Fortress moves.
I try again.
You gotta catch up to it.
I make a dash action.
With this retarded fortress.
I make a dash action.
You make a dash action. Fortress makes a dash action.
Am I near the window again?
You're near the window, yeah. I'd say actually you're a bit behind it at this point. You can make another attack with disadvantage, but if this time if you fail again this time, you won't be able to catch up to go.
Can I, when I am doing the catching up, can I take out one of my daggers?
Make a dexterity check.
Not dexterity. You know what?
Yeah, you're pulling out a dagger while you're flying through a giant cloud of
Can
smoke
I
in the
just-
sky.
Can I just shoot Erdic Blast on it?
Get some magical girl shit up in here.
From where you are, you just want to cast my Eldritch Blast.
If I'm near.
What's the range of an Eldritch Blast?
Wow, it's big. I think it's 120 feet.
How come and no one's complaining about him using Erdic Blast and not getting hit?
With repelling blast.
I have something to think about. How come no one else makes a big deal about him using Erdic Blast, but it's 120 feet?
It's 120 feet.
Exactly! That's bigger than bloody Fireball!
So, again, it's going to be a ranged spell attack with disadvantage.
Never mind.
This is your one shot though. Even if you smash the window, you won't be able to catch up with it.
Okay. Fuck me, that's a 10.
10 hits. Yeah, you're not even going to need to roll damage, man. Window breaks. Window's 5 HP.
Yeah, no, I did that while I was dashing toward it. Is that
You can't cast a
possible?
spell while you're dashing. You can cast a spell and move. Eldritch Blast. See, I'm doing that. Eldritch Blast is not a bonus.
Okay, yeah, okay. Window.
So you're now 180 feet behind the fortress, meaning you're out of the smoke cloud as well.
And I cannot
You heard a smash as you fired it.
Can I try and catch up?
120 feet will put you at the edge of a smoke cloud, and then the fortress will make its move another 120 feet away from you. You will never be able to catch up to it with your current speed.
Damn it. Is there anything I can do? Let me think. Fucking hell.
At this point as well, you're quite far from Youngway. Or
Yeah,
you're getting quite far from Youngway.
whatever I do, the fortress will always be 120 feet away from me, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Unless
fine.
you're standing on the fortress.
True. Well, nothing I can do. I just land.
Marlock makes his way back down to the ground. Fortress flapping its wings, leaving a slight trail of blackish smoke in the air. Continues off southwards beyond way.
Is Tiffany and Toriel nearby?
They're not nearby. They are at least 500 to 600 feet from you by this point.
Okay, fine. I was like, God damn it! I was so sure that would work. And start walking back.
Alright, Murdoch starts making his way back up the road towards at this point as well. I'd say, Tiffany, you made your way back to Toriel, and what's going on over there?
I give her a hug and said, it's okay, we'll get him next time.
How? It's gone.
We'll get him next time. Give her a pat on the head. There.
Can I? Oh fuck! I could have used teleport. God damn it! My bad. Sorry, guys. I am so fucking sorry.
I'm just glad. I'm just glad it wasn't Toriel left up there, like with you guys falling off, because she has no fly, she has no feather fall.
Yeah, good thing I cast flying on her, but
Because that shit is 10.
Jen.
It's 1d6 every 10 feet you fall. She would be falling 120 feet. 12d6 damage.
would I have been able to use teleport just to teleport inside the window?
If you'd seen inside the window, you would have been able to cast Dimension Door and poof yourself inside.
Would have.
Yeah, but
what was it inside?
You wouldn't be able to see inside now.
After, even
Could
after I
have probably
corrected?
survived even that damage.
From you took 12 damage earlier just from being knocked away onto the floor.
Yeah, you didn't tell me that.
Notorial took 12 damage from being knocked onto the floor earlier. Not you, Murdoch.
Ah, okay.
And then I just
Well,
rolled 12d6 would have been another 34 points of damage.
Yeah, would have
What
survived.
happened
Oh,
if you
shit.
fallen out from that height?
Hmm?
What would happen to me if I have fallen from that height the
This-
second time?
The same. You would have
No,
also
you-
taken 12d6
You would have gone unconscious.
Probably, yeah, because it was way fucking up in the air, wasn't it?
Tiffany also would have gone unconscious.
No, man, I'm okay. I'll be fine.
Actually, I don't think that's right. I'll work it out later. But what's going on, guys?
Can we see Marduk in the distance?
You guys stand outside the town for a little bit. The crowd kind of disperses. Well, it's already dispersed by the time Toriel had landed. Everyone had gone back inside. The guards had gone back to the patrolling. Life continued.
What, no autograph seekers?
As you guys kind of stand outside waiting for Marlock, you see him over the next half hour or so walk up the road.
Meantime, Marduk looks into the bag and sees Garth's petrified face. And he's crying. I'm sorry.
There's no need to be sorry. We did our best. We'll get him next time.
There
Yeah,
is no...
Shut up!
You're not there, Tiffany. You're not there.
Okay, go back, you silly sod. You could have done better.
I mean, you're not there.
Toriel, there is a next time. You can make a potion out of Baskin saliva, remember? If we go back to the Medusa's lair, find one of the dead basilisks, we could always try and make a potion.
No, we need the Medusa saliva for that.
It's the basilisks. Because they turn the stone back into flesh when they eat them.
Then
So
why
yeah,
the hell didn't we take one of... Oh.
because you all wanted to go see Mr. Moving House.
We could have just said something.
Nah, I did, but no one listened, so I just ended up shutting up.
I only knew that after I went to the library.
I remember Chen told us.
That was at the library.
Yeah, because Marduk was studying how to do that.
We could go back to the Hydra's lair.
But the only people who can sort of make potions are me and you. But
Yeah.
then it'll probably take a while because it's probably a pretty hefty spell. Like,
Who
potion
cares? It brings back Garth. Who cares?
it mightn't though.
I'm prepared to take that risk.
Yeah, but we haven't got Gren's book back.
Can we even go back? I mean, it's the other city, remember?
What do you mean to the city?
Where are we right now?
Before Yanway.
And where did we meet the Medusa?
Really fucking far away.
Thank you.
I mean, we could wait for Cillian, give him the box, get some maybe almost permanent teleportation seals.
Yeah, better.
Yeah. I'm just too tired today to make a decision, so tell me what we're doing.
I mean, it's probably the safest option right now. Is to make the thing out of the saliva, but at the moment the place is pretty much in rubble, remember?
Yeah. So while we go to Cillian, we get teleportation seals, I mean, not circles, and go back to Thingy-Magic place and get some basilisk saliva.
We could do that, yeah.
Let's do it then.
Or maybe we can ask one of the potion masters here for the potion. Maybe they have it.
Okay, I go to the fighter's bit and you go look around for potion masters.
I'm gonna go to the toilet.
Shan, what time of the day is it?
At this point, it's early afternoon.
Tiffany, would you like to come accompany me to the market?
Before I go back to the city, I just want to sit there about an hour, just in utter defeat.
Sure, yeah, we can go back to the market.
Marduk kind of like... are you kneeling down, Toriel?
I'm sitting.
Okay. Marduk kind of like walks up
I'm just gonna go to the
behind-
toilet, guys.
Toriel and puts his hand on her shoulder and try to reassure her.
Oh god. Let me log in.
You need what? You need what, Shen?
NPCs.
You gonna...
Carry on, what's happening? You're good.
Marduk's trying to reassure Toriel.
So yeah, right, console. So how are you consoling it?
Puts his hand on her shoulder and try to reassure her by looking. Look, I guess no. He
Alright, how's that playing out for you, Luke? Oriel?
I mean, it makes Tori feel better, but doesn't change the fact that she's sad.
I tell her to buckle up and grow a pair of tits. Life's hard. How does that make her feel?
Really bad. Like, I want to slap you bad.
You know, I have to rule over a frigging kingdom. This isn't out. Think of the day-to-day stress I have to go to. This is my vacation.
Didn't you have anything in does
Does what?
Jen, is there like a clear you said it's leaving a cloud behind. Is there like a way to see where it's exactly going? I mean, which direction?
The trail is hanging there. It's beginning to dissipate, but it is there in the sky. Just a few strands of like blackish smoke, kind of making interweaving lines and such.
Is there anything in that that particular direction?
It appears to be currently, from what you can see, and where you walked and how it flew. It's going down Oswin's trail at the moment.
So it might be going to Rast.
Could be.
Not entirely sure. Everywhere south of Yamway, essentially.
But the route is always the same, isn't it? According to the mad wizard,
Gran.
druid.
Gren told you that it followed a route when he helped construct it, but he's not sure if it's changed since then.
Well, he was able to predict it pretty well so far, so I wouldn't say so. Is that hot tea? I want some tea.
No, actually, it's cola.
Oh, lame. I want some hot tea.
I can make you some tea.
Make me
I
some
like
tea.
fruit tea.
You old
fruit
Brits.
tea.
You're good at making tea. Make me some tea.
Oh, I'm really bad at making tea. I'm better at coffee.
I'm not a Brit. And I'm also better at coffee. Does coffee exist here?
I don't know, you can make something up. I made up freaking nerry berries.
Coffee exists, yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, we guess we're going back to Yanway. I'm going to the Crane's Rest. I'm just gonna sit there and mope and get some ask for lightning shots.
Grain's Rest is in Rast. Fighter's Respite.
Fire's Respite. Oh, sorry. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you-
what I meant.
So Toriel makes her way kind of head hung back into Yanway. Doesn't appear to be too much traffic coming from the south side now. It seems that commotion is kind of got people a little bit on the edge just about the southern side of Yanway in general. You enter and sitting at the bar next to the very hulky fighter.
Thinking of ways to return Goth to normal. Marduk thinks to himself, could the amulet of
What, Tiffany's amulet?
My amulet doesn't bring people back to life.
Maybe it does. You don't know what it does.
Ken's told me what it
So while Marduk's thinking on that, Tor, you walk into the fighter's respite and sitting at the bar next to the large fighter gentleman are two elves.
could the amulet
One wearing a sorry, give me a second, Mara. One wearing a long black cloak, female, brunette hair, turns to you as you enter. You notice that it's Adeline. On the opposite side of her is Cillian.
Just before I have that talk with them, just general, how long ago did we meet Garth? A week? A month?
I can check the calendar for you.
Victoria likes Garth.
More, yes, maybe as a father figure, yeah.
He's not a good father. He's a creep. How is he a good father figure?
You met Garth about a month ago.
Yeah.
Or at least your adventure started about a month ago.
Maybe, you know.
Could the amulet of Yugar Stormbrand break Toriel's curse? Break Medusa's curse?
Yeah,
Is it
Toriel's
awful?
curse of
I'm sorry.
sadness.
Of fuck me. Of Garth curse.
Who knows?
No, I'm just asking.
Who are you asking?
Marduk is wondering.
Alright, Marla wonders that.
Anyway, I guess I'll go approach those people and sit down at the table.
You sit down.
Man, what do you think you do?
There's
Iron
one seat next to Adeline, and there's about 4 or 5 empty seats next to
Oh
Cillian.
no, can I first go to the bar and order a lightning
They
shot?
are at the bar.
They are at the bar. Okay, I wanna approach the bar and ask if they have famous lightning shots. Which are blue, by the way, because they're cool.
I would have thought they would have been purple.
You walk up to the bar. There's a barkeep there. He's just kind of cleaning a couple of glasses. The female assistant isn't here at the moment.
Then I'll ask him, excuse me, do you have lightning shots?
No. Didn't expect to see you back in here so quickly. In fact, we do. I'll get you set up. He slams a shot glass down on the table. And he walks out into the back of the tavern. Adeline kind of turns to you. Sorry I had to leave so quickly. I'm sure you noticed things got a little heated.
Yeah, yes I did.
Any luck?
Depends on what you call luck. And I down the shot.
Well, it's still an empty glass at the moment.
Oh, it's still an empty glass? Oh, okay.
Down the empty glass.
Bartender walks back at this point with a strange-looking,
How
almost like a beaker, like a science beaker, bell-bottom.
How does alcohol work in this game? How much do I have to drink before I have to make, I don't know, dexterity, constitution saving throw?
Well, that all depends on the gen. But it's a large bottle with a almost see-through but bluish liquid. Almost as he sets down the table and it kind of jolts inside. You swear that you see like little shimmers of yellowish dart through the liquid. Pours you a glass. Fills up your shot glass.
Well, I drink it.
Yeah, it feels as if you're using your breath weapon,
Yeah.
but in
Feels-
reverse.
Feels good. Feels good.
I'll take one of those. Adeline raises her hand. The fighter raises his hand. Cillian raises his. Everyone appears to have a kind of like mopey look on their face.
Everyone's sad!
They all just kind of like, after you shot yours, they all shot theirs like in unison after you.
Nice.
I guess we'll just keep doing that while we talk.
Cillian kind of leans forwards and looks past everyone. So, did you complete your quest? You're the only group to return so far.
Well, our group did get smaller, but we retrieved what you want.
Smaller how?
Garth isn't exactly with us anymore.
He died?
He turned to stone.
Basilisks.
Medusa.
His eyes like widen. He motions for another shot.
This is so depressing.
I know, I love it.
I fucking love it.
We all drink
Well-
another, I guess.
I knew it'd be dangerous. I didn't know it'd be that dangerous.
You wouldn't happen to know of anyone else except Rashim who can unturn people from stone?
Adeline turns to you. Rasheen.
Rasheen Bellium, or I don't know, maybe he's known as Lem the Mad these days.
She kind of laughs to herself. Ah, yes, Lum. Crazy fool. Takes another shot. Well, maybe the Queen.
It is I!
I wouldn't recommend dealing with her, however. I suppose I could take a crack at it, if you were to bring me the necessary ingredients.
Basilisk saliva.
Yeah, what are the necessary ingredients?
Well, a minor apocryphal set will do. The real clincher is the basilisks or medusa saliva.
Maybe the basilisks are still there.
You didn't take anything from the basilisks after you killed them?
I think someone take a tooth? I think someone took a tooth at least, right?
I did.
Yeah, I think one of us took a tooth.
She rolls her eyes a little bit and just kind of stares at her drink. Well, can't imagine you won't get. Can't imagine you'll get the whatever. She's had a few. She's kind of slurring her words.
Good cover up.
Adeline is a fun drunk.
Yeah, I don't
Can't
know, man.
imagine you'll get too far without the saliva.
We'll try.
She knocks her glass on
No.
the desk and she gets another.
He is there. Hello.
Hello.
Are you enjoying our session?
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
She knocks a glass on the counter and bartender pours some more lightning shots into the glass.
Anyway, I believe I have a thing that you wanted, Cillian.
He stands up. I suppose you do. And he walks over. You see, like, with Cillian, you see his face, like, usually is this kind of a cocky, overconfident look, especially with that smile. And the smile is still there, ever present. But his eyes are a little different. It's almost, he's like, putting it on at this point.
I'll just ask around. So, why are you people as sad as me?
The fighter turns around. He's like, I always look like this when I drink.
I wasn't talking to you.
Touchy. Silly and goes, well, we unfortunately lost one of our members while you were on your little task. The entire organization is, let's say, recovering.
Anyway, here's your ugly artifact. And I pull out the jeweled box.
Your ugly artifact.
And it sparkles in the light a little bit as you pull it out, all the jewels kind of reflecting the various bits of light but pouring in through the windows and such. So then takes the box, he flicks it open, it reverts back into a wooden, shabby looking box as he does. Inspects inside and closes it, it turns back into a jeweled red gold encrusted box.
Well, at least we finally, or does the we make sense in this? I'll say we anyway.
We
finally,
does make sense now.
we finally know what was in this box.
Well, I'll see if this gets to a safe place. He puts it inside his cloak. Well, this isn't the rosiest receptions, but I guess I welcome you to the Kinora.
Yay, I've never been happier in my life.
So, while this little mopey scene's happening inside the bar, what are you guys doing, Murdoch and Tiffany?
Try and go into the market.
We
What?
were. You asked if I wanted to come.
Yeah, so you guys make your way down to markets. It's the usual hustle and bustle, very packed, lots of people, quite cramped. What are you looking for specifically in the market today?
I'm not sure what he was looking for. I can't remember.
Is there like a magic shop or potion shop?
So you walk around for a little bit. Yeah,
Anywhere to get like hawk eyes or maybe basilisk venom.
So walking through the markets, you don't initially find anything. There's the usual stands selling trinkets, foods, drinks, wines, alcohols, and etc. Armors, weapons, magical trinkets, and you eventually do come to a shop that is selling various like apocryphy goods for alchemical purposes, herbs and monster parts. Usually like various jars and with like jellied eyes and such inside.
What's the name of the store?
It doesn't have one; it's a market stall.
Yeah, we go in, I go into that one.
So you walk up to it, and there's a small human female. She's kind of hobble. She's like turning some of the jars and like sniffing a couple of other things. She like throws one of the jars out.
Mother coughs.
Hello. Hey there.
Hello.
Hello. Howdy. Hello.
Hey there. What can I do for you?
Hello. Yeah. I was wondering if you can help us. Would you happen to have any basilisks saliva?
Yes.
Basilisk saliva. It's very hard to come by. Unfortunately, I don't have any in stock. I have some basilisk bones. I have basilisk eggs.
You can hatch your own basilisk.
I wouldn't recommend it, my dear.
Keep it on a leash.
How about hawk eyes?
Hawkeyes? I only have a few left. She kind of runs around to the back of her store. There's a bit of rummaging. She pulls out a box, slams it on the desk, she opens up, and there's a load of jars in here. Various sizes, all kind of like clinkers. The box sells itself. Half of the eyes in this box instantly turn around and look at you.
Ooh.
That's not disturbing at all. Are they alive?
A few of the eyes like that. Keep in mind, Sparrow.
How much for 3 of these? 3 eyes, I mean.
Well, I only have. She pulls a jar with 3 eyes floating inside it. These are all the 4 kinds I have. I'd be happy to let them go for 30 gold pieces.
Okay. Yeah, I pull the money out of my money bag.
She takes the money, hands you the jar of free Hawkeye. You look, you like pull it up to your eye, and there's just like it's 3 little guys with bows.
Yeah, to just put them in the bag of holding for now.
With Garth in it.
When you have I look around. Is there anything I deem useful to me? Anything that's
I'll say for the sake of brevity that if you spend another 50 gold, you could max, both of you, 50 gold, you could max yourselves out on your resources that you need for casting spells.
What would I need, Chen?
Depending on the spell, it's various different items, but you both got kind of like a wizard's pouch or apocryphy satchel or such. But basically, these are components that you use for catalysts to cast spells. I just let it go. Like, I don't say what you need, specifically a hawk's feather to cast fly, for example. But if you just spend 50 gold now, you can restock yourselves.
yeah, I do that.
Yeah, but I don't know what on. Maybe another book for sale? Something about transmutation. If there's a bookstore, I'll buy a few books and you can give us some names.
You want the names of all the things you need for all of your spells?
No, I mean, like, if you want me to spend 50 gold, then I'll buy...
It's 50 gold to enable you to continue to cast spells, essentially, is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna... Yeah, well, okay.
You know how spells need parts.
Yeah, I know, I understand.
So to cast a fly spell, it's 1 action. The components are verbal, sonic, and material, which means you need to speak, you need a hand action, and you need a material. The material is a wing feather from any bird or creature.
Yeah, I know.
But usually I just you guys cast them and then assume that later on we'll do something like this and mark for gold.
Yeah, Marduk does that.
No.
Like buys all the things he needs for spells, knowing his spells and knowing what he needs for them.
Spicy.
Fine.
Did you want to still look around for a bookstore though, however, Tiffany?
I mean,
Yeah,
we
potion.
can't if I don't need any. I mean, I bought potions, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm okay for now, though.
Alright, what you guys doing then?
Is there we'll just leave the shop. Is there like a potion store?
A little further down the market where you push your way past a few people, there is a potion stand. Just a pretty plain stand, but around 6 to 7 different shelves, just end to end with different coloured liquids, potions with different properties. Some of them are like changing colours.
Who's the salesman?
There doesn't appear to be anyone here.
Oh, is there? Are they labeled?
They're not.
I go like, who owns this place? Hello?
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 No response?
No response.
Is there like a crystal ball somewhere?
There is not.
Marda kind of like gently taps, not taps, touches one of the potions.
So you go to extend your hand towards one of these potions, and you feel a slap against your hand. It just kind of knocks your hand away. You look to the side, and you notice that standing on the bottom rung of this shelf, there's a very small imp.
Oh, hello there.
He's just staring you down with a very intense gaze.
Where's your master?
Oh,
Oh, so just because I'm an imp, I have to have a master now, do I?
Yeah, imps usually don't talk.
You orcs are all the same. What do you want?
We want to buy some potions.
What kind?
Healing potions, or maybe also if you have anything that will reverse curses, like people turning into stone.
Like someone just has a potion.
I have neither of those things.
You don't have healing potions.
No, I just sold the last one.
What do you have then? Are you sure these are even potions? They're not even labeled.
He swings at you. He gives you this really sarcastic look. Just,
Are all orcs as dumb as you?
oh,
Yeah, but not all of us have small brains like imps.
oh.
With my brain's so small, I guess you don't need any of my small-minded potions, then.
Oh,
Well, I might if you tell me what they do.
he climbs up to a middle shelf and he pulls one potion. You see he's kind of struggling with it, and he walks waddles back along the shelf towards
Do
you.
you need help with that?
I'm fine!
He walks up to you and he hands you this bluish potion.
Here you are, a potion of intelligence.
Ooh. Are you insulting me again?
No, I just thought one such as yourself might need such a thing.
I might. What does it do? Give me more intelligent or more patience?
He looks to you, Tiffany.
hello.
He just points at Brother, and he just shrugs his shoulders.
Well, how much for the potion?
1,000 gold.
And how long does this potion last?
1 hour.
How about 800 gold?
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage. Because you started off these negotiations by insulting him.
Well, he went first.
Pretty sure you went first.
Persuasion is +2. Give me a sec. That's a 18.
Who below us from?
18.
Cool. He also rolls an 18.
Can I try and intimidate him?
1,000 gold.
Can I try and intimidate him, Chan?
Yeah, what are you trying to do to intimidate him?
No, I'll just say 800 final offer. And just stare him right in the eyes.
Sure.
No,
Intimidation roll with disadvantage.
I'm proficient. Okay, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, you're proficient in it, so that means you had your proficiency bonus, but it's still with disadvantage.
Fuck. Never mind.
God. He stares you back, and you see a kind of smirk on the side of his face.
1,200 gold.
Fine. You know what? Do I have to buy it? I don't have to buy it.
No, you don't.
Fine. You think I'm dumb? You know, I kind of like other creatures like you around.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I order creatures like you around. Maybe I'll have them make one of these potions for me.
Anyone stupid enough to follow you can make anything. Now give me the potion and leave.
He didn't give me the potion, did he?
Or he handed it to you to look at. Well,
Shit. Fine. Marduk kind of like puts it on the highest place he can find.
Imp relatively easily climbs up there. He picks up a potion. He climbs back down to his little shelf and he puts it back in its place.
What a dick.
Amps.
Fucking
Fine.
locals.
Shall we go find Toriel? I say to Tiffany.
I'm sure there's nothing else I need here after you're done insulting the poor store owners.
Imps. You don't know them like I do.
So, if they're so bad, then why'd you bother to summon them?
That's a good question.
They're stupid enough to do whatever I ask them to.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to bind them by a spell.
Ooh.
Don't tempt me.
Try it.
Ooh.
Can I try?
Ooh.
You can certainly try.
What do I need to do?
So it's your what's good? Find familiar, correct?
Yes. I would like to have a talking imp that makes potions.
You just if you bound him, you can just have all the potions for free.
I go look to him and say, you know, I am a warlock.
So go ahead and make me an Arcana check. No, just roll a d20.
14.
Add your wisdom.
15.
He's gonna make a wisdom save. It was a natural 14. His wisdom is +2. So you begin to channel the. Oh shit! It's a ritual 1 hour, man. So you begin to kind of make this circle in front of him on the floor. He's just kind of watching you.
Wait, don't I add my spell modifier as well?
It's not a spell attack. Technically, this shouldn't work, but I'll let you try it. So you begin to cast this like circle, and while you're creating and putting all the necessary components down and such, he climbs down off his shelf. He just like kind of rubs his foot in your circle and erases a bit of it.
Can I try and kick him away?
Sure, make us.
Make an attack.
Uh, 8.
8 does not hit. He jumps out of the way. So it just goes Briarwood into the air.
Tiffany, can you hold him down?
No, I don't want you to injure the poor helpless creature.
I'm not gonna injure him. I'm just gonna teach him a lesson.
But he didn't do anything wrong.
He insulted me.
You insulted him.
So at this point, the imp's form begins to expand and his muscles begin to tense and flex. His form grows to about your size, a little larger, much more muscly. It's like a very faint loincloth, just obscure, keeping him decent. But he's now just a beastly orc.
So you're not really an imp.
I have many abilities.
That's funny. So what now?
This, he makes a spell attack. He makes an attack against you.
I shield myself.
You shield yourself. So yeah, you manage to just flick out of the way as this huge fist about the size of your face just tunnels towards you with immense force. You feel the wind like gush past you as you just managed to duck out of the way.
You insolent little! Martha jumps out of the way.
Anything else happening? What are you doing? At this point, he just kind of flexes his muscles. He starts doing that little peck thing. He makes one peck jump and then the other peck jump.
You know what? I don't think I even want. I don't think I even want one of you around. Too stupid.
Oh, my
Marduk.
poor feelings. I'm so hurt. Turns around and his form shrinks back down to that of an imp, and he climbs back onto his stand, crosses his legs, and he just looks at you.
Fine. Marduk shrugs and walks away.
Bye bye, Impy.
Bye bye.
Bye
Marduk's
bye. Bye.
checks history. Is there like anything that he knows that's has these abilities?
You'd probably just know from being part of the Order Shelter and general knowledge. Imps that generally come from the Nine Hells, or that are not bound or summoned as a familiar, are relatively dangerous, relatively powerful, can change their form.
So he is an imp.
Yes, indeed.
Question to the DM god.
So,
I can bind any demonic creature if I like.
well, no, technically you have to summon them.
Can
and then it's a familiar, not the actual creature itself. I think it's classified as a fae when you summon something. So like Tiffany's owl is a fae, not a beast.
Then banishment?
Do you have banishment prepared?
Yes.
Are you going to go back and try and banish him?
No.
Okay.
But I might do that next time. I don't have any spell slots. That's the problem.
Yeah. Banishment's a 4th level spell.
Yeah, I only have one 4-level slot. And I already used that. To save tutorial.
Let's go
I'll
back
go
now.
Are you coming, Tiffany?
I'm coming. Yes, don't speak to me like I'm a little dog.
Well, stop antagonizing that little imp.
I like watching Patty squabble and it's funny.
Ha
So
ha.
Juliet's just still somewhere,
Is it really
by the
not?
way.
Give me a second, guys. My phone is driving me nuts.
Okay, so at this point, Marlock and Tiffany kind of enter the bar and they see the scene of Toriel and Adeline and Cillian, the
One sec.
large human fighter, just kind of taking shots of the bar.
Oh, there they are.
As Cillian kind of slurs directly at you, smiles towards you.
Can I approach Adeline?
You can indeed.
Is the seat next to her empty?
I believe Toriel's on that seat at the moment.
Is the seat next to Toriel empty?
There's no seat next to Toriel. It's Toriel, Adeline, the fighter gentleman Cillian, and then there's around 4 or 5 seats on the opposite side of them.
Well, kind of like go and say, "Oh, Adeline, you're still alive."
You expected any less?
Well, I expected you to stick around.
Sorry, war's not good for the lifespan.
Ah, it wasn't war. It was just a petty squabbling between these two idiots.
Oh, I don't know. I hear word from the capital that things are getting quite intense up there.
Isn't it always? Kind of like walks by and takes a seat.
One more thing, Murdoch.
Yeah.
Do you have my necklace?
Do I still have it?
You should do, unless you've done something with it.
No, I think I'm still wearing it.
Could I have that back, please?
Yeah, sure, but we need to talk about something else.
Sure.
I brought you the hawk eyes.
Ah, yes, the Hawkeyes.
She takes the jar.
Also,
They're a little less fresh than I'd like them to be. They'll do.
do the best you can. But before that, you heard about Garth from Toriel.
Oh, yes. He's met a bit of ill fate.
Well, he's in my bag. Can you do anything about it?
He's in your bag?
It's a bag of holding. It's very big.
I see. Well, as I said to Toriel, I could give it a go if I had some basilisk saliva or Medusa innards, but doesn't sound like you brought me any.
Innards. I think Toriel was washed by her blood.
And how long ago was that?
Didn't you like stab her? I don't know. How long did it take us to get back?
It's been a few days by this point. Any blood that Toriel wouldn't have just like washed off herself would have dried. So unfortunately, I suppose we're left here dead in the water.
We could go back. Just do you have these little more permanent teleportation seals you were talking about once?
Oh, well, that's gonna be Cillian's. I'll
Well,
have to talk to him about that.
then, hey, Cillian.
Anyway, Marda
Toriel!
takes off the necklace and hands it back to Adeline.
You wouldn't happen to
Well,
have a
but-
few...
But resistantly. Like he's sad to see it go.
She takes it back from you, and although you kind of like hang on to it a little bit, she's got like unnatural strength. She pulls it from you.
Yeah.
No, he's not like hanging onto it. He's like kind of looks at it very sadly.
Even so, she's quite forceful in taking.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to have some of those non-one use teleportation seals?
Marla kind of whispers to Adeline. That was very useful. Thank you.
She takes a shot. Cillian's just kind of like all over the place at this point. He like looks at you. Well, yeah, I mean, I've got a couple. You know, just
But could we have four of them?
don't think I can give them to you just yet. Unfortunately, we still need to formally induct you.
And when's that? And how long's that?
Well, we could do it tomorrow. I don't believe I'm in the right state to talk to the higher ups at the moment.
Yay, let's be part of a shady organization tomorrow. Just what I wanted all my life.
Shady. It's not shady.
Have you looked at yourself recently?
That's very accusatory, Toriel. Have you seen yourself?
Says the puppet master.
Says the warlock.
I have seen myself. Have you seen yourself?
I have. I'm very dashing. He kind of strokes his chin.
Yeah, I'll fuck me too.
Ooh.
He turns away from Murdoch.
Everyone just kind of looks blankly at Mordok, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just for a second, everyone just kind of stares at you and all go back to their drinks. It's okay. Okay.
See, I turn heads.
Whatever you say,
Mordok kind of
Mordok.
like flexes his muscles.
Even the bartender turns away at this point.
Muscles. You call those muscles.
Orcs are very muscly, aren't they?
I'll tell you what. If you meet me here tomorrow morning, we can make our way over to Rusva and get you guys sorted.
We shall. And I guess I take one last shot and ask the bartender how much that is.
Bartender looks towards Cillian. Cillian nods. Being taken care of.
Thank you.
Cillian winks at you. Comes with certain perks.
Yay, free drinks.
Hey, free drinks! Mordok kind of like thanks, Cillian.
Cillian like nods at you and turns to the bartender, and he does that kind of thing where he like waves his hand beneath his neck. Bartender nods.
I say I'll meet you all tomorrow here again, and then I stumble out the door.
One more thing, Toriel! Adeline calls out behind you.
I turn around, door frame. Yes, Alan.
You brought back those horses, right?
Did we bring back those horses?
Mordok kind of says, "No, I think they're all dead."
I'm sorry, what?
We go through a lot of horses, you know.
Well, we kind of left them in the city.
Did we? Oh yeah, they should still be in the city.
How do you propose I go to Esther and take 6 horses?
Well, we might go back for the venom. If the basilisks are still good. I mean,
Do you remember there being a stable master at those stables?
I believe there was.
No, I think that was just Mormon.
Yes, no stable master. Unattended horses. Left there for how many days?
4, maybe 5.
She takes another shot. Well, you guys owe me.
Oh, we'll take care of it.
I'm sure you will. Go. She turns back to Kabata, kind of like a huff.
Here's what I want to do. I want to. What time is it?
At this point, late afternoon, early evening.
I want to do following things. I want to go to the not the Grain's Rest. That's not here, as we said. The Gorgon Inn. Rent the room. Or do we still have a room? We only really rent rooms for one night, don't we?
You still have your rooms.
But we only really rent rooms for one night.
You still have your rooms.
Okay, I go to the marketplace, to the weapon.
Hey, Tario, where are you going?
Don't worry about it.
Be careful out there.
I go to the marketplace, to the armor shop.
Don't talk to the imp!
What? Okay, if you say so. We're just kind of screaming now. It's just 30 meters apart at least.
Yeah, Toriel's like walking down the street shouting back.
Marduk kind of like looks in its drink and says, "Fucking imps."
The fire like kind of looks at you for a second and goes back to his drink.
Is there anywhere else? Is
So-
in this before I do what I said? Is there anywhere else I can buy alcohol? Just a bottle?
You can buy alcohol from a market.
Yeah. I'll look around to buy alcohol.
There are a few stands. They seem to be selling different types of alcohol. There's one
Does
guy selling
anyone have
spirits.
lightning shots? The only or the other thing, there's only 2 types of alcohol worth drinking. Or scary and skooma.
So the 4 stands, sorry, that sell alcohol in this market are pretty much all right next to each other.
Well, I look around.
One sells ales, one sells wines, one sells spirits, and the other one sells kind of like an assortment of different like exotic.
Well, I look
Marduk
around
kinda-
at all of them.
Marduk kind of looks at Tiffany and says, "She's gonna be okay, isn't she?"
You don't find any.
I don't find scary and skooma or lightning shots.
Nope.
Oh, shitty place.
Tiffany, you're there?
I cast fast fireball at level 1 billion and explode the whole city.
I'm okay for the moment. There's nothing I need to say.
You want to cast fireball?
Yeah, at level 10 billion and blow up the city.
Yeah.
Why are people
hallucinating because he can't
Yeah, I drank too much.
can't cast fireball. Just walks around in the city and says, "Fireball! Fireball!"
People start giving Toro like strange looks, mocking, giving her a wide berth and such.
I'm not doing that, I'm just imagining, I'm just saying. That was a joke, alright?
Yeah, you're imagining it, and then you realize that you're actually doing it.
I'm doing what?
Because you guys almost finished that bottle of lightning shots in the bar between the 4 of you. So you think you're just doing it in your head, and you realize that you're actually doing it.
Anyway, I go approach the weapon stand.
You walk up to the weapon stand, the guy, not tiefling, is it tiefling?
It's a dragonborn. It's a red
Dragonborn.
dragonborn.
Dragonborn is not there, tiefling is there.
Where's the red dragonborn?
Who are you asking?
It's tiefling.
I hear he's gone up to the capital for a while.
Well then.
Apparently, he stopped getting his usual shipments.
Well then. Thank you. I wander off.
Are you okay?
I'm perfectly fine, thank you.
Yeah, so you look it. Good day.
Good day. What are some draconian swear words? I want to swear in draconian, whatever.
Draconic.
Draconic. I want some draconic swear words. Let's Google that.
Alright, well, what was happening? Tiffany, Murdoch, what you guys doing?
I've got no idea what's going on. People are swearing at each other. Other people. He wants to use fireball on the city.
You're currently in the fighter's respite with Adeline, Cillian, the large human fighter, and Murdoch.
Yeah, but isn't it late? Shouldn't we go to bed?
It's this late evening. It's beginning to get dark.
Don't I need to eat? Does this place do food? I'm hungry.
I'm sure I could muster you up something.
Thank you. I like cheese.
Noted. And the bartender walks off into the back room. You hear like a fire blare up. A couple of moments pass. Not moments. 10, 15 minutes pass. He comes back with what appears to be some type of fondue. It's essentially just like melted cheese with bits of bread sticking out of it.
Ooh. I'm actually really hungry. I could do with something to eat.
A couple of like crusty crackers and such, and he puts it down on the table in front of all of you guys. The bar, I should say, in front of all of you guys. It's not much, but it's what we got.
Xio. Sounds very Japanese.
Hakusha.
Look, these are the alphabets.
What
So
was
the
the alphabet?
thing about Draconic is it's a very harsh, primal sounding language. It's one of the first original languages.
Xio Trexer. Xio Trymira.
Sounds Russian.
Search.
Ha! Board actually means sun in Draconic. Same.
Siddhartak Fronil.
Sounds like a perfume advert.
I'll guess I'll wander about at some point. I'll just end up in my room, in bed.
Right, Toriel makes her way back to her room. The evening gentleman lets you in. You walk round the circular bar, up the stairs, circular rooms, pick out your room. You manage to find the right one. Crash out in the bed. Tiffany Murdoch?
I'm eating.
Marduk is drinking. Still thinking about Olga.
But when I go back to the room after I'm done eating, I'll just do that.
What time is it?
At this point, it's late evening, approaching nighttime now.
So 10 o'clock.
Late evening, approaching nighttime.
That can mean a lot of things.
It can indeed. There's no clock for you to just look at and say, oh, it's this time now.
Okay, excellent. I go to sleep and wake up when I'm rested. And I hope it's still dark sky out.
So Tiffany finishes up the cheese, which makes her way back down to the Gorgon.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, you walk upstairs. You open your door. Toriel's like half on her bed, half on the floor, still in that armor, like drooling. Reeks of alcohol. So you've got that to deal with. Much fun. Back in the bar. Once everyone leaves, Adeline kind of gets up and she comes and sits next to you, Marduk. She pulls out the Hawkeyes. Yeah, you'll have to remind me. I remember asking you for these, but not entirely the context.
You said you could help me with the curse.
I remember saying there are many curses. Did I say specifically which one?
The one that's put on me.
Yes, as I said, there are a few on you.
You never said there were a few. You said...
No, I'm pretty sure she said there were multiple curses on you.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're paying so much attention to the words, Marduk.
Well, what can you do?
You ask questions, but you're more concerned with the answers you want to hear.
Well, you promised you would help.
Yes, unfortunately, I cannot help someone who doesn't want to help themselves.
How? What do you mean I don't want to help myself?
Well, I assume if you were so intent on getting this curse dealt with, you would know specifically what you were having done to you.
Guys, I'm
I
just gonna
think
go to the
it
toilet.
started with the ring.
I'm just gonna go to the toilet, okay?
So this is pertaining to Tiamat.
It is.
Mm,
Well, I did see a vision of him and heard his voice, I think. Or was it the catalyst voice that I heard? Spoke to me through the ring.
well, I've been thinking of that. Could you describe what you saw exactly again? Not the Tiamat part, I understand that perfectly fine. The other figure, this other creature.
Did I see another figure?
Did you?
Give me
There are
a
times
second.
to write things down.
Yeah,
There are times to not.
I kinda did. Yeah, give me a sec to find it. Are you referring to the old man?
He goes to sleep, Marduk. And she stands up and walks back to the bar.
Oh, come on. I only saw like two things. The visions of the five-headed dragon and the old man.
She walks back to the bar. She continues drinking.
Why did I fall asleep?
Hmm?
Why did I fall asleep?
She said go to bed. She didn't say... No one said you fell asleep. What are you on about?
Ah, okay. Wait! I mean, I only saw the freaking dragon. That's why I wrote down.
So I say at this point, Marduk leaves for Grain's Respite, makes his way to.
Fine, whatever.
Hey man, if people aren't doing anything, where there's just these long expanses of like 5 minutes where
I'm
you guys.
sleeping.
Yeah, I know you're sleeping, but I mean, like, so what are you guys doing in the bar? Like, I'm just eating. Okay, great, you've eaten. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Everyone just sits there expecting me to do something for your characters, and when I do something for your characters, and it's like, oh wait, I wanted to do this. It's like, why didn't you say you wanted to do this?
You're asking for something that did not happen. What other figure? I don't
And
remember.
if you don't remember, then the conversation ends, isn't it?
But there wasn't another figure.
Well, there we go then. The conversation ended.
Are you saying there was another figure?
I'm not saying anything. I'm saying the conversation ended.
Suit yourself.
You can stay in the bar and drink if you want until the early hours. You can go back to the garden and take a sleep. You can walk around town. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. Just tell me what you want to do. Something.
Yeah, I'll
I
go
need
back.
something to do with.
I'll go back to sleep.
All right, Murloc makes his way back to the Grains. I'm doing it now. Jeez, back to the Gorgon. Fred's to be dead inside. Seems to be dying down for the night. Make your way up to your room, which you used to share with Garth, and you fall asleep. And we will leave today there.